Long time, brother.
This is the Schmo with the pro, with the living legend, the UFC Hall of Famer, the professional wrestler, the most dangerous man in the world, Ken Shamrock, in the flesh, Wrestlecon, Los Angeles. How we doing?
I'm doing great, even better now.
Man, you're always here. You're always doing things for the fans. You got your name everywhere. How you been, Ken?
I'm doing well, man. Every time I get to come to one of these, man, I get to meet the fans. I get to hear some of the stories, man. It's always a great time to come here and hear the fans, sign some autographs, and have a good time.
Is Roman Reigns finally going to lose? This guy's unstoppable. Of course, he's headlining WrestleMania. You know how these storylines goes. Is Roman Reigns ever going to lose?
Shoot, man, I don't know, man. The guy's just killing it right now, so I love watching him. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's good for the sport, man. As far as I'm concerned, man, until somebody can step up and take it from him, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, man, let him ride.
Let him ride. Speaking of letting it ride, let's talk about UFC. You know something about that. What do you make of Jamal Hill as the current UFC light heavyweight champion? He beat Glover Teixeira over there in Brazil in January, and he's the champion.
Yeah, that was no joke. That was a good win. I don't see anybody beating him for a while, well, at least in that weight class. A lot of good contenders coming up, man. I just don't see anybody right now that's going to take it from him.
What do you make of John Jones coming back at heavyweight, beating Cyril Gane? Quick work. You did the submission. He did the submission. First round, he's the champion, champ, light heavyweight champion, and now he's the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, Jones is amazing, man. I mean, guy's gone through some ups and downs. They had a lot of different issues. He's been able to go back, kind of reevaluate his life, put himself back in position for a title shot. He goes out there, he dominates without a shadow of a doubt, just took him out. I love it, but I'm in a position now where people are want to throw that GOAT name around too easy. But I think that Jones has a legitimate opportunity to be the GOAT. But in my opinion, my humble opinion, he's got to fight Stipe Miocic and then Ngannou. I think those two, and I don't know if Ngannou's even possible, but start with Miocic, and if he gets that, then we start, that GOAT word starts to be more real. But in my opinion, I just think in the world now, in sports, we start throwing that GOAT name around too much, man. Jones is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters out there, in my opinion, right now, no doubt. But let's slow down on the GOAT thing. Let's make sure that when we start throwing that around with the likes of guys like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, I mean, these guys are in basketball. You talk about Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. I mean, you're talking about guys that have done it. Right now, Jones is in the process of doing it, but let's make sure that he does it, and I think he will. But I think the fight coming up with Stipe Miocic, that's the one I want to see. That will tell the story, and like I said, I like Jones to be able to go in there and do that one.
But to clarify, is he the closest thing we have to an MMA GOAT, or is there another name for you, Mr. Shamrock?
No, and this is where it gets real complicated because people want to kind of use the name GOAT, but the original guys, like myself, like Royce Gracie, who literally won 4 tournaments, fought everybody that was put in front of him and won. And that was tough because he fought 3 or 4 times in one night. But his name is never pushed out there because it's always more of the recent ones in the last 10, 12 years people seem to remember. But you know, as far as the whole picture and stuff like that, I think when you throw that GOAT word around, I think you got to realistically look at the whole picture and not just pieces of the picture. But as far as Jones and where we're at right now and his name out there, he has an opportunity to really put his name and solidify his name in the history of being a GOAT if he beats Miocic. I believe if he beats Miocic, then, yes, he is the GOAT.
There you have it, folks. You were the first person to hire the Schmo for broadcasting Valor Bare Knuckle 1. When are we going to re-up and see Valor Bare Knuckle 2? We know the pit. We know the bare knuckle. It's the most core way of fighting.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's coming back. Obviously, a lot of issues with the COVID. Just kind of really took the breath out of a lot of the fan base. I didn't want to jump in there and do fights without it. I didn't want to have to jump through hoops to be able to get things sanctioned. So we just basically stayed course, started working through our social media things, started building apps and things of that nature so that when we do launch, which we are, which I believe will be in October, not for sure, it's not solidified yet, but that's what we think we're going to do in October. We got tryouts April 10th in Jacksonville, Florida, where we're going and we're doing tryouts. We're getting content to be able to advertise our show possibly in October, which we'll be announcing really soon. But in my opinion, if you look at the landscape of what combat sports is going on out there right now, I truly believe that bare knuckle is the next big combat sport event that's coming.
There you have it, folks. The world's most dangerous man. Show everybody those pipes, Ken.
Boom. Yeah, this is a 60-year-old arm.
He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. Wrestlecon Los Angeles. We're out.